The 12-team college football playoff era presents a dilemma. The dilemma has nothing to do with the playoff structure specifically, but I think it has to do with how we look at these national champions. If you look at Ohio State, you say, wow, they ended the season with 1, 2, 3, 4 wins of top 10 opponents, most of them top 5 opponents. It's a super impressive resume, and technically, just lining it up to any other past national champion, no one can compete with the Buckeyes because of all these wins they racked up at the very end of the season. But then there's the flip side of that coin, which is Ohio State lost 2 games during the regular season. They would not have sniffed the playoffs or the national title game in any other postseason format in college football history. They would have been in like the Outback Bowl and probably would have had all their players opt out, and it wouldn't have meant a ton. So for Ohio State, do you credit them for the giant wins they were able to get, or do you say, well, another team could have done that had they been given the opportunity? It's kind of a tough balance to get, and I think that's why online right now there's a lot of discourse about how good this Ohio State team is, especially when they have a peak as high as the peak we saw, but also a floor as low as the floor we saw, like the game against Michigan, where they just looked like a completely different team. I think the answer for me is going to lie somewhere in the middle. You've got to respect the things they did down the stretch, but you do also have to evaluate what happened in the regular season. I think the true dilemma is going to come when, like, let's say a team like Oregon makes a run this year, and they end with those 3 straight top 10, 5 wins or whatever they are. That might be a tough discussion, because are they just automatically better than 2019 LSU and any other national champion because they won more top 5 games? I think it's going to be an interesting discussion to have, and I'm curious to see how things pan out as we continue into the 12-team era.